Why not you? Really think about that for a second. Why not you? You sit there scrolling, watching other people chase dreams, get results, do the things you've been thinking about for years, and you just pause. Not because you don't want it, not because you're lazy, but because somewhere deep inside, you've started to believe that maybe you're not enough. Maybe it's too late. Maybe you've missed your window. Maybe all the pain you've carried, all the setbacks you faced, all the quiet battles you fought, maybe they've worn you down to the point where it just feels easier to shrink, to hide, to wait. But let me tell you something from one real heart to another. You are not meant to live a small life. You were not put here just to survive, go through the motions, please people, or exist in the background while everyone else shines. You've got something in you that's still burning. I know, because you wouldn't even be reading this if you didn't. A tiny flicker inside you. It hasn't died even after everything. That's hope, that's proof. Proof that no matter how heavy it's been, you still believe there's something more for you. And there is. But you won't find it by waiting. You won't find it by hiding. You won't find it by playing safe. You'll find it when you finally say, I'm done doubting myself. Because the truth is, life doesn't give you permission. It doesn't come knocking on your door and hand you the perfect moment. It throws storms at you. It knocks you down, and you have to decide, do I stay down? Or do I stand back up with shaky legs and say, not today. I've got something to live for. And if no one's ever told you this before, let me be the one to say it. You matter. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And your dream, even if it sounds crazy to the world, is real. You don't need the world to believe in you. You need you to believe in you. Because most people don't fail because of others. They fail because they listen to that quiet voice inside that whispered, what if I'm not good enough? But what if you are? What if you've been enough all along? And the only thing missing was you giving yourself permission to begin. Not to be perfect, not to have it all figured out, but to begin right here, right now, with what you've got, with where you are. Even if it's messy, even if it's painful, even if it's terrifying, because that's how real change starts. Not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. In the silent decisions you make when nobody's watching. The ones that say, I'm not giving up. I don't care how many times you've been rejected. I don't care who told you that you weren't smart enough, talented enough, good looking enough, valuable enough. I don't care how many people left you, ignored you, used you, or forgot you. You are still here. And that means you still have something to fight for. Your past doesn't define you. Your pain doesn't define you. You are not your worst day. You are not your biggest mistake. You are not broken. You are becoming. And becoming is hard. Becoming means falling apart and piecing yourself back together with shaky hands. It means crying in the dark and still choosing to show up in the morning. It means loving yourself through the process, even when no one claps for you, especially when no one claps for you. Because this journey, it's not about proving anything to anyone. It's about proving to yourself that you can rise, and you can air. I promise you, you can. I've been there too. I felt stuck. I felt behind. I felt like everyone else had something I didn't. But that feeling, it's a liar. It's not the truth. The truth is, everyone's scared. Everyone's winging it. Everyone has moments when they feel lost. The difference is, some people keep moving anyway. And that's what I want for you. Not perfection, just movement, just one step, one decision, one moment of courage. and then another, and then another, until one day you look in the mirror and realize you became the kind of person you used to admire. Not because your life got easier, but because you got stronger, wiser, tender. And that strength, it didn't come from comfort. It came from the struggle, from the moments when you had every reason to give up, but didn't. That's what builds character. That's what builds a life you can be proud of. Not followers, not fame, not money, but the quiet pride of knowing you didn't quit on yourself, even when it was hard, especially when it was hard. And if right now you're in a place where everything feels heavy, I want you to take a deep breath and remind yourself this moment is not forever. This pain is not permanent. You're allowed to outgrow the version of you that's settled. You're allowed to heal. You're allowed to start over. You're allowed to want more, and you're allowed to chase it without guilt, without apology, without needing anyone's permission. Because no one else gets to live your life. No one else gets to decide what your journey should look like. That's yours. And if you've been through a lot, if you've had to carry more than most, then that just means you've got more depth, more heart, more resilience. You got the kind of strength that can't be taught, and maybe now it's time to use it, to stop running from your potential, to stop making excuses for why it can't be you, because it can. It always could. You just needed to remember who you are, and if you're still unsure, if the fear is still loud, then I want you to do this. Go look in the mirror right now and say to yourself, why not me? Say it out loud. Even if your voice shakes, even if it feels silly, say it until something inside you stirs. Because once that question takes root, once you start replacing I can't with why not me, everything begins to shift. Your energy, your mindset, your entire life. It's not magic, it's belief. And belief is built one honest moment at a time. One promise kept, one effort made, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. And here's your new chapter, the one no one else can write for you. The chapter where you stop waiting, where you stop needing a sign, where you stop letting fear be louder than faith. The chapter where you finally show up for the little kid you used to be, the one who dreamed without limits, who laughed without fear, who believed anything was possible. That kid is still in you, and they're waiting for you to rise, to protect the dream, to finish what you started. So don't walk away from yourself again. Don't abandon your potential one more time. Stand up, wipe the dust off your heart, and take that first step, not because it's easy, but because you owe it to the person you're becoming. And one day, when someone else is lost, when they're broken, when they feel small, you'll look them in the eye and say with your whole chest, I know what it's like. I was there, but I kept going. And you can too. That's impact. That's purpose. That's legacy. And it starts with one question. Why not you? And maybe the hardest part in all this is that even when you're ready to rise, the world still tries to pull you back. You start to believe again. You start to push. And then something happens. Life throws another curveball. Someone you trusted disappoints you. You make a mistake and suddenly that old voice in your head creeps back in. That voice that says, see, this is why you don't try. This is why you never make it. And it hurts. Not just because it knocks you down, but because deep down, you're tired. Tired of always having to be strong. Tired of pretending you're okay. Tired of giving so much and getting so little back. But here's the part no one talks about. Strength isn't loud. Strength is quiet. It's that moment when you feel like breaking, but you breathe through it instead. It's crying and still showing up the next day. It's being misunderstood and not explaining yourself anymore because you finally made peace with not needing everyone to get you. Real growth is silent. It happens in the background. No applause, no validation, just you. Slowly learning how to trust yourself again. Learning how to hold your own hand. Learning how to say, even if nobody claps for me, I'll still clap for myself. That's where power lives. In those small, hidden moments of self-respect. The kind that nobody sees but you. And maybe that's the most beautiful part of your story. That you kept going anyway. That even when no one believed, you did. Even when you were scared, you still moved forward. Even when the past tried to haunt you, you whispered to yourself, I'm not going back. And I know you've been through things that you don't even talk about anymore. I know there are parts of you that are still healing.